Leeds boxing promo. I'm honoured to be joined by Jimmy Harrington down at Freedom Boxing Club in Doncaster. How are you doing, pal?
Yeah, I'm okay, thank you. Firstly, thank you for coming down, taking your time to interview the boys down here. First time you've been down to Freedom. It's a pleasure and honour to have you down here. You're just starting out in the game, so we'll try and help you best we can. And that's what boxing's about, helping people out, mate.
No, thank you. Really appreciate that, mate. You've trained countless champions over years. What do you think separates a world-class boxer from a good boxer?
It's you can put world champions in there, mate. We've had a few in here. Josh Warrington, Jamie McDonald, trained with Tyson. People know that. But putting them, you can to separate them, mate. It's massive, mate. There's world champions, like I say. You put them in palming and you get few and far between. I've been blessed to work with Freeze. So it's a blessing that. What separates them is it's just a gift from God, mate. Yeah.
Looking back at your career, is there a particular fighter or moment that stands out as proudest for you?
Yeah, there's amateur moments as well as professional moments. Jimmy Anaran's always has a little place in my heart, what he went through in his medical history of boxing. He had an anomaly on his brain, which we picked up on, or I picked up on in this gym, sent him for a private brain scan, saved that young man's life.
Wow.
Tom Bell, God rest his soul,
Yep.
most naturally gifted boxer I've ever trained. Still brings a tear to my eye when I think and talk about him. Love him to bits, wherever he is now. He's still watching over us. He's on that wall outside. Whenever we go into fights, he's always with us. He's always got a big place in my heart. Professionals, like on nights, Max Hughes, we've had some great nights with him. Isaac Lowe, we've had some fantastic nights with him in championship fights. Jamie, always dear to me, first world champion out of this gym. My first ever champion, James Tucker. He only won a Masters belt, which is not really recognised by the board, but you never forget your first. Like I spoke earlier, Jimmy Anaran, first national champion, never forget your first. Just bits and bats like that, just stand out moments.
What changes have you seen in boxing training over decades, and what stayed the same?
Round time stayed same. Just boxing training, you get all these new, everything evolves, everything moves on, which I appreciate, understand and accept. But the basic formats of boxing training is same: strength and conditioning, diet, nutrition. You've got to have a bit of gallon, you've got to have a bit of bollocks. You've got to be able to know how to fight, you've got to understand what boxing is. It's a menacing sport. It's a hurtful sport. It's the hurt business. If you don't understand it, get out of it. It's rotten.
And what's the first thing you look for when a new fighter comes into your gym?
Attitude. They ain't got that attitude, they ain't got that respect, they ain't got the understanding of me. Get out. Don't get me. If you've got me 100, you've got me. If you've got me 99.9, you're fucked. You may as well not be here.
And how do you balance the mental and the physical side of training?
Well, it's no, I'm not ashamed to say it, and it's no great secret in this sport of boxing. I've suffered with bipolar for 20 years, so I've got a great understanding and an insight of a medical mental health condition. It's only one mental health condition, but I've got a great understanding and insight again, how to help and understand. If I can see somebody going a little bit west, I see signs. I don't like name dropping, but obviously Tyson and me are very close affiliation of friends. He understands me, I understand him. He can see when I'm a little bit not quite right, and I can see it in himself, and that's just over the years of our friendship that we've understood each other. But yeah, the mental aspect of boxing is massive. It's 80% mental, 75, 80% mental. It's 20%, 25% physical attributes. Because if you don't understand it, you don't get it. You get it. Your soul's bare in there. You get it. You're having a fight. We've all had a fight, but it lasts on the street 15, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute before someone's either broke it up, jumped in. Old bills come. But in there, if you can't fight, you're fucked. You're proper fucked.
You're proper fucked.
Yeah.
In your opinion, how important is natural talent versus discipline and hard work?
Natural talent, people, well, this natural talent always shifty and they just can't be arsed putting the graft and dedication in. You give me one kid who will graft his butt off and then work hard for you and listen. You can try and polish that. Like down here, we're not in a big catchment area, we're not in a big city. I don't get these GB squad boxers, these top internationals, these have come off squads. I get pieces of coal that I've got to turn into a fucking diamond. I've done it, I've tried it, I try my best. I'm not going to name drop coaches. I'd like to see them try and do what I do. I've had them from 8-year-old and took them through to pros and turned them into half something right. I don't get these great kids, you know what I mean? I'm not moaning, I'm not fucking bitching. I don't mind half a chance, but it is what it is. You accept it and get on with it.
No.
But yeah, back to that, I'd rather have a kid that'll graft his arse off and somebody who thinks they've made it because they haven't made it, they've faked it till they made it, and just get out of the way. This next kid's coming through. I'll spend all my time with him than you shit house.
Well, like you say, mate, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work.
Of course it does, yeah. Of course it does.
What's one common mistake young fighters make in the game and when they're turning pro?
You know, like I've just said there, they're fucking faking it till they've made it. They think, because everybody's got no time nowadays, they want everything yesterday and they think everyone owes them something in life. Nobody owes you anything in life. You make your own luck and chances in life. Get up in the morning, smile, get your graft done, whatever you're doing in graft, whatever you do in life. Try your best, give 100%. If somebody comes to me new and says I'm going to give you 150%, I know straight away they tell lies. How can they give you 150% when maximum anyone can ever give you is 100%? So stop bullshitting. You're only lying to yourself. Yeah, just these new kiddies, this new format, I just don't get it. I'm 48 and just don't understand it. I'm an old school person and I've got old school values. I grew up in a pit village through the miners' strike. My father brought me up correctly, my mother brought me up correctly, my brother, great man, loves me to bits, and just my family around me. But these new kids of today, oh Jesus Christ, I'm glad I'm not one of them. I'd be behind that door over there. I've said that many a time, that prison over there, I'd be behind that door because, Jesus, what I got up to as a teenager growing up and not worth knowing. But,
yeah, good answer, I like that, mate. What does a typical day like down here at your gym with your fighters, with your, you know, with the young prospects, with your lads coming up? What's the typical day?
Doing a typical day, because as in any gym, you don't know who's going to walk through your door, especially in the amateur section. You don't know what the parents are up to, you don't know what the youngsters are up to. They've all got other issues to deal with. They might have been grounded, they might have had the tea late, they might have been playing on an Xbox. You don't know, especially in the amateur section, who's walking through your door. You've got a little bit more structure with the pros, but they're not full-time pros, they still have to graft. Yeah. So they might be at work. You're playing it on a shoestring all day long. You try and get some structure to it, you try and base the sparring, and there's just times when you have to just wing it, and that's been truthful. And it's hard, like I say. I don't have full-time pros. They haven't got the backing, they haven't got the sponsors. They have to go and knock the peg out at graft all day, then come in here and knock the peg out again, go home, run the family. It's hard graft. People think because they're a professional athlete, professional boxer, they're earning dough. They're not. They're selling tickets, they're begging, stealing, borrowing sponsorships, just trying to make a better life for themselves. It's less than 5% of boxers that'll ever make the money to retire on. Yeah. Less than 5%, and then 5% have gone and pissed it or spunked it all at wall anyway.
Yeah. How often do you hear about that, you know?
Yeah.
If you could give one piece of advice to a coach starting out, what would it be?
Don't do it.
The short answer.
Short answer, no. If you've got passion, mate, amateur boxing, professional boxing, two different entities. You've got amateur boxing, It's a sport. You got professional boxing. It's a business. So dependent on what element and what level you're going into, as a new coach, just try and grasp as much experience in as you can. Use them a lot. Keep that shut. Just do your role. Just know your place. Stay in your lane. Don't get outside your lane. Don't do something you can't do. Especially keep them away, because they do me nothing. And there are all new boxing coaches want to do is do fancy pad work, and this is graft you need to do first. You got to understand the meaning and the anything of boxing. It's, I can't even have the vocabulary and the wording to use, but Jesus man, it's hard. It's hard.
You've worked with some real characters in the game. Any stories you can share with us about the highs and the lows of the fight game?
I've had some good ones. Isaac's probably a great example. He's a lovely man. He's my little brother. Again, little Tom Bell. Max Hughes, I've got some good stories with him, but if I'm 100% honest, I like to keep them to myself. I don't want to share them because they're personal to me. The people are not here to defend themselves on them stories. And you shouldn't tell tales on your fighters and that.
I get that, man.
Yeah, listen, they're just my own personal stories. One day I might jot them down, do a book or something, or a short film. I don't know, but memories are mine. Yeah, they're special to me, and I hold them dear.
I like that answer, Matt.
Yeah.
What keeps you passionate about boxing after all these years? What keeps you going?
It's a structure. I've always been into sports. I came into boxing late in life. I've always been a little bleeder and always been having a fight. I came from a decent rugby background, footballing background, but more rugby orientated. Then I suffered with an illness. I had bowel cancer when I was 23, 24-ish. Survived that, and my passion was to box. So my surgeon, Mr. George Jacobs, said, I'll sign your paperwork. You're mad, but I'll sign your paperwork to box. It was a chew to get my boxing licence. We had to jump through hurdles and everything like that, but I got there in the end. But what keeps me going is my mental health, mate. If I didn't have it, I'd be proper fucked. I'd be done. It's just a focus, mate. It's just keeps me going every single day. Wake up, and it's just a passion. And don't know where I'd be, mate. Well, I do know where I'd be. I'd be in that hole, but it just keeps me going, mate. It's hard graft. I hate it, and I genuinely do hate it at times. It grinds me gears because I'm very black or white. It's either my way or the highway, and if you don't understand me, it's just hard. I'm just very, very one way or that, and I'm a complex individual. The people that know me, and the lads in here, they get me, but they've been with me for time. A new person that comes in has to really understand me, and if I don't get them, they may as well not be around me, because I spoke earlier, you've got me 100, or if you haven't got me 100, you may as well not have me. But the answer to that is for my own sanity, my own self-worth, my own drive and vigour, and just get up in the morning. I have rough times, well, we all have rough times. Times I don't want to be in here, times I hate the place, times I despise boxing, times I can't look at boxing, times I can't watch it. But that's the same as anything you're passionate about, innit?
Yeah. Good days and bad days, mate.
Yeah.
And is there a fighter or a dream fight that you wish you could have been part of?
Dream fight? Not really, mate. But fighter is Bernard Hopkins in his executioner days. He's my standout fighter of any era. Just respect him, what he did, what he stood for, the values he's got. He's 60 years of age now, but he'd still have a do with half of these about today. Still keeps himself right. He's probably still up at 5:30 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning training. But if you look at his backstory, where he comes from,